You will have 15 minutes to show us your presentation, and that will be followed by 5 minutes of questions from the audience.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you can begin sharing.
Okay, I'm sharing. Okay. Hello. Can you hear?
No.
Yes, I can hear you and we can see.
That I will follow today.
The sound is not coming.
Okay, I will try again. Sorry. I think it should be work now. I will talk about multi-level organizational learning and the levels of this multilevelity. And we will see our project-based context, the organizational scenario, and we'll see the model design and the simulation results. Let me first begin with the models of our perception of the world, our mental models. We conceptually have them in our brains, and they make us to understand what's going in the outer reality. As an abstract formalization, these mental models consist of 3 main layers. A subnetwork in the base is for the use of mental models, which is the fundamental step of mental models. Then adaptation layer comes to make this mental model adaptive, meaningly to make us able to learn and also forget. As you know, for us, forgetting is as beneficial as learning, for example, for terminated relationships. And exactly at this point, we need to control this adaptation. So we need a third layer for our mental models. This one arranges the speed and persistence of the adaptation process below. That's all to know about mental models. What about self-modeling network structure? Self-modeling network structure is the representation of the levels of mental models. We also have 3 layers representing all levels one by one. Base level, first order submodel level, and the second order submodel level. Base level is like the framework of the mental model, of the scenario, the process. First order self-model levels will have connection states. I will explain them in more detail. And second order self-model level is for the control of adaptation, and it will have H and mu states. I will also explain them. But we will use the second order submodel level for the control of connection weights on level below. And we will have an extra meta control level for the speed control. It will also control the phases of our scenario. Yeah, I will explain them in more detail in next slides when we talk about our models, but first we need to understand what organizational learning is. With a brief and topic-oriented definition, it's the formation of shared mental models of individuals. Organizations consist of people using their mental models to complete personal or professional tasks. It's inevitable to observe a collective learning process in an organization since no person can be isolated from the organization they belong. This shared mental model, this shared learning, sometimes and maybe most of the times, takes place via teams, departments, or small groups of people. And this brings us to the multi-level nature of organizational learning. What is multi-level nature of organizational learning? Let's see. We have levels of organizational learning. We have extracted 6 abstract levels representing learning levels of multilevelity. We have individual levels, which is the mental model formation of individuals. It's like the learning process of each of the individuals, each distinct individuals. Then feed-forward learning takes place from individuals to their teams by sharing knowledge and learning from each other. It's a form of feed-forward learning because individuals create a shared mental model for their team here. And then feed-forward learning, feed-forward type of learning continues to flow from teams to organization. Organization tries to adaptively gain the best parts of teams, shared mental models. I mean the best parts of the knowledge the teams have. Here, feedback learning also plays an important role on improvements of teams and individuals. Since this learning back mechanism flows from organization to teams to individuals, individuals improve their knowledge with the help of their organization via their belonging teams. The overall picture of these levels forms the process of organizational learning. This scheme on the left hand displays the overall picture that I just explained. You can see individuals, teams, or sometimes it may be project-based, like in our scenario, and the whole organization here. From individuals to teams and from teams to organizations are the feed-forward type of learning, and the otherwise is the feedback learning. And as you can see in the right, we customized our organizational learning scenario on the axis of risk management. We have Roger as a PMO manager and 2 project managers, A and B, as you can see here, working in the local area. These are the individuals in the local level, as you can see here. And in the middle, there is PMO forum, including Roger and 2 managers from different PMOs, C and D. They will create a shared mental model, of course, by learning from each other for PMO forum in the organizational level. Since this is a dynamic progress, feedback learning also takes place simultaneously with this feed-forward learning process. In the organizational level, team shared mental models constructed better and bigger shared mental models with the help of shared mental models of teams, with the combination of team shared mental models. And now PMO Central, this one, has a opportunity to draw a global risk management practice with the knowledge gained from teams, bringing information from different local levels, different individuals from local levels. These are the detailed fragments of our scenario. I've explained most of the scenario, but this one is important to see the interpretation of fragments for our self-modeling network design. You can see the interpretations here. These are the feed forward and feedback mechanisms extracted from the scenario. And we can start explaining our network design. And this is the base level of our design of the scenario. In this base level, we have base level states like individual states of project managers A and B, PMO manager Roger, other PMO managers from different local levels C and D, our PMO forum base levels, and our PMO organization base levels. These base levels represent the knowledge level of individuals on different tasks. For example, for person A, for manager A has knowledge on A1, B1, A2, B2 tasks, but B has knowledge on A2, B2, A3, B3 tasks. Their knowledge areas are both coinciding and also differs. Then let me change the slides. And this is our first order self-model level. It's for adaptation of connections, and it has W states representing the weights of connections below in the base level. It was for use of mental models, and it's for the adaptation of mental models, and then it will come the third layer for the control of adaptation. This adaptation, these W states works like these connections, intra-level connections. You can see we have, for example, for each individual, we have 4 different connections, and that's why we have 4 different W states here representing all the connections. And we have W states for all individuals and also shared mental models. And also we have these connections. These are the W to W connections. These connections provides the adaptivity of our mental models that actually individuals and shared mental models. As you can see, from individuals to Roger, and from Roger and the other project managers to organization, we have many arrows. These arrows connects the people, individuals to teams, and teams to organization. And we have also otherwise arrows, the opposite arrows, because we need feedback learning to improve individuals by the help of their teams, and to improve teams by the help of their organization. These arrows are for the feedback learning mechanisms. And we have the second order submodel levels, the control of adaptation. These higher order double states represents the connection weights of these W to W connections. Because we have connections between these W states, we need to control them with these higher order W states, and these will also have intra-level arrows like this to control the connections. And also we have the meta control level to activate the phases, because we have 3 phases: individual level, the local level, PMO forum level, and the PMO organization level. That's why to activate these phases and to control the speed of the learning processes, we need H states here in the meta control levels. And this is our overall model. It's a bit complex but not complicated. We transferred this model to our MATLAB software and, of course, got our simulation results. And it's time to discuss simulation results. It's our MATLAB simulation results output. We have many states. We have a good, colorful simulation results, and I will explain it. In the beginning, individuals gain their knowledge on tasks because when you encounter a job or a task, you should first develop your mental model to understand and learn the task. This is for that. And after 20 to 40, this area, we can see a recombination example, because here Roger develops an improved mental model combining the best parts of project managers A and B, as I mentioned. And then we can see PMO forms actions from time 80 to 120. It's basically the formation of organization shared mental model from all local managers via their PMO teams. It's the from teams to organization feed-forward learning levels, as I explained. The last part between time 140 and 160, 80 represents the actions of PMO personnel. It's the decision process of the global risk management practice. These are the simulation results, and I explained it. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you very much. So now we will give with questions. So does anybody have any question? Well, there seems to be no further questions. Thank you very much, Gulay.
Hey, thank you for listening and your understanding.